You know, there wasn't a lot of cameras back then, so you
Yeah.
could get away with a lot more.
Oh, yeah. So then let's talk about, you're my pastor today, and I've been with you for over 30 years. When you were in prison, I came to visit
Yes,
you
you
in
did.
prison.
Yeah, he brought my kids to see me, so we're friends for life.
Well, I hope we're friends for life even besides that.
Yeah.
But then, so I want to talk about the transition of your life, because you became a Christian before your wife, right?
Yes, actually, not too far from where we're at today.
Yeah.
A couple miles down the road. I was in Leeds Farm, Kansas City, Missouri, and
Yeah.
a guy took his time out to come in and share the Lord. And I was laying there, and me and Lisa was ready for a divorce. Had some state cases pending, figured I'm probably going to go to prison, and just a miserable life. I didn't know where my kids were, and it's not really what I signed up for, but the monkey on my back grew into a gorilla, you know, and I couldn't shake it, you know.
Yeah.
And the guy was in there, actually, and he was talking. He had a real raspy voice, and he's like, yep. Devil the dope man. He's going to get you. He's going to get your freedom. He's going to get your family. He's going to get your money. He's going to get everything. And I just kept listening to him. I'm like, man, he's so right. But then that Sunday they had a church service, and I never went to any of that. You know, I believed in Jesus when I was a kid, and I thought if you believe in Jesus, you go to heaven.
Yeah.
But there's a little more to it than that. Yeah. But so they had a church service, and I went, and the guy came in. And he just said, he says, anyone sick and tired of the way you're living? I raised my hand. They had an altar call. I went up and asked the Lord into my life, and I got a better rush than I ever did shooting any dope. And something happened. I got delivered. From the needle right then.
Yeah.
I never touched it again.
That's amazing.
And I seen it. I walked in on it, and I seen it, and I had to say no, and I had to go.
See, we know so many people that pray the salvation prayer, but they don't get it like you got it.
Yeah.
They don't get delivered instantly. Now, you still have struggles, and you still...
Well, I still had struggle.
Sure.
Like, the needle was just one of my issues.
Right.
I mean, I was an alcoholic. I was an idiot. I was a lot of things. But the needle part, I never touched it again from that day.
That is, and you knew it had to be God.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you could.
Well, I tried to quit so many times.
Yeah.
You try to quit so many times and you can't. You know?
I knew a guy that was a heroin addict for 30 years, and he knelt at an altar in a mission in New York City and asked the Lord to forgive him, and he never stuck a needle in his arm again. And he'd been
can do it.
He'd been a heroin addict for 30 years.
Yeah.
And God did that for you.
I know
Took
that's
that
what
needle
works.
away.
I guarantee you that works.
Yeah, but that wasn't the end.